First of all, I want to welcome you to English 101, an online class that will not only help you understand the intricacies of persuasive writing, but will also alleviate any fears about education that's done online. I am Professor Miriam Gustafson, and I teach in the English department at the University of New Mexico on the Valencia campus in Los Lunas, New Mexico. I've taught this online class for over 3 years and know that through our work together, this will help you realize your goals of writing improvement as well as beginning the challenges and enjoyment of being part of the college world. The first thing I want to be sure of is that you understand the importance of a net ID, and that this is a link that you have to getting into your class. Any online class you take, it's part of what you need is the ID through the university. So what you see here on the screen is a place where you can create that for yourself. And this is called netid.unm.edu. And all you have to do is click in here to create your net ID. And then when you're done with that, you'll go to myunm.com, .edu, and then when you have that net ID, you'll put that in, and that's what links you in to all the information that you need. So we'll put mine in. Here you can see the faculties is the link almost to your world on a campus. And we'll go into My Courses, and this is where it has a link for WebCT. So you click here, and you'll get this window, and this will allow you to log on to WebCT. So you use the same name and password that you used. The same one works for everything. The window that we see. Right now this is a shell that I had created so that I could show you the things that you would see when you go in. You go in here, and this is what you'll see. This is our class, English 101. This bar to the left is what kind of runs like a table of contents, and everything you need to know for this class will be in here. The top is course content, and I have posted for you the policy syllabus as well as the assignment syllabus, as well as what I've called Writing Assistance Handbook, which we'll look at. Policy syllabus is extremely important for every class you take. Every college class you should have a policy syllabus. And this tells you the purpose of the course. It will tell you expectations that the teacher has. It'll tell you goals. Announcements is a place where an instructor can announce changes of dates or information that can make a difference to you. When there's an announcement, there'll be a green star that appears, and you can see that there's a new announcement. I put one in just so you could see what it looks like that welcomes you to the class. Now, calendar is just that. Chatting is just a place, just like it says, it's a place that you can build a link and you can chat with us. Skip discussions right now because I want you to see that with learning modules. The goals are the goals of the course. These are in the syllabus too. But there are 7 main goals for English 101, and they're listed here, and they're linked to some of the assignments that you have. So you can kind of see what is required of you as well as me. I need to be sure that you have these skills before you leave, and these are the things that we focus on as we go through the class. Now the learning modules are, it's like your map to your assignments. And there are 7 learning modules, and you take them one at a time. And you can see that by module number 3 is where the essays begin. So you have to have completed 1 and 2, everything in 1 and 2 before you can start 3, particularly the assessment. That's the main thing. We'll look at module number 1. There are 2 components to module number 1. One is the introduction prompt, and one is the policy syllabus response. So the introduction is just that. It's a time for you to introduce yourself to the classmates and to me and tell something about yourself, maybe where you're from, if you're from the area, what things you're interested in, who your teacher is, if you like school. It can be a personal thing. The main thing that I want you to know is each of these discussions requires that you use proper grammar and proper sentence structure. These are not text messages, and these are not email messages. I don't want to see any abbreviations. The only way you can become a good writer is to write and practice. So I grade these, I give 15 points for each of these to give you credit for doing it and for being prompt, being on time. But at the same time, I want to see improvement in your writing, and it's important that you pay attention to words and sentences and structure and that kind of thing. So that's why this is there on each one of these messages. So when you've read that, then you go to discussions, and that's the bar right here. Discussion number 1 is your introduction, and this is the same information that I gave you before, so you have it there. And I've created an introduction for me, so you can go in there and you can see what I wrote. You can reply to it, or you can just make your own. So when you do that, you create a message, and a window will come up. You might put your name there or a comment. The subject is required, and then your 100 to 150 words about yourself and what you want to tell other people about you, and then you post that, and that will appear below mine. And then I ask that you respond to somebody else's. Part of it is to get to know each other. So I'm asking you to comment on what somebody has to say. It doesn't have to be very long, or it can be. You might have something in common. There might be something there that maybe that person comes from the same place you did, or something like that. So with each of the discussions, I ask that you consider a thought or an idea, and then you respond to other people. So it's important that you go through and read other people's. I will read everybody's, and I will comment when it seems appropriate. Then the second part of the module number 2 is the assessment writing, and this is vital. You have to complete the assessment writing before you can begin the first essay. So for that, you go to the assessment bar, which is at the top. You go into assessments, and the assessment essay is there. This is the prompt. This is what I'm asking you to do before you write it. But you need to think about it. You need to read it and think about it and see what it is, how you're going to respond, what it is you're going to say. So then you go into this link, and this is the same thing that you read before. Then down here it talks about how you do it. The clock, it's a timed 90-minute writing, and when you hit begin assessment, then that is when the clock starts. So that's why I wanted you to have the prompt before you went in there, so that you could spend that 90 minutes writing rather than anything else. This says continue assessment because I've been in there a couple of times. So this is what it looks like, and the clock starts the minute you go in there, and you write in this box. This is where you put your writing, and then at the bottom it says finish, and the clock stops when you finish. So an hour and a half should give you plenty of time to make a statement about that. I will grade it, but it isn't going to be like an essay. It will be more like a daily writing, that kind of thing. But I'll give you credit for it, and then I'll send you an email and tell you how you did, so that you know that you're okay. Then after you've done that, those 4 writings, you can go back to the learning module, and number 3 will be the instructions for essay number 1. So that's when we start. So it takes a while, it takes a couple weeks to get through that. Now the mail is internal, so all of the names here are internal. You can't email outside of the class. Everybody in the class will be a part of this. So you can email me, I can email you, I can email everybody in the class, but nobody else. All you need to do is you go to create a message, and you'll get this site, and you don't need to type in anybody's name. You go to browse for recipients, and when you go in there, then everybody's name will be listed. Right now my name is the only one there because the registration hasn't been done yet. But all you do is under 2, you'll click my name, or whoever it is you're sending it to. You can do it to all students, you can do it to all auditors. I mean, these sections are there. I might send a message to everybody if there's a change in something and I need to be sure you have it. Then you hit save, and see the names will appear right here. And then you write your message here. You can also add attachments. And this is where I won't need to have you send your essays. So you'll send them as attachments. And that'll be in the proper format. So it'll be double spaced, 1 inch around, that kind of thing, 12 font. And then you send it. And then it's just easier to do that. If you send me an email, don't use my UNM email address, use it through WebCT, because I always check WebCT several times a day. And sometimes I don't get to the other one as often. Okay, then the rest of these are more helpful for depending on what we're doing. The syllabus is posted there, and these web links are similar to the Writing Assistant's Handbook. There's some additional ones here. For you, My Files, you can create files, the times you go in the system and where you go, and then the notes. I've put these here for you, for your help, but you can use it. Just nobody else has access to that but you.